Ho, ho, ho. Welcome. Yeah, we're not doing that. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back to Chit Chatting with Carr. Be sure to grab your favorite beverage, your favorite cup, whether it's night, day, morning, afternoon, whatever the case is when you are watching this. Grab your comfort drink, get comfy, get cute, and let's chit chat for about 20-ish or so minutes, whatever this ends up being, about Reddit Christmas threads. We have some Cafe Bustelo, just black coffee with a little dash of sin in my cup today. So let me know what you're drinking. What are you drinking? Let's stop. Let's pause. Comment below. What's your go-to beverage when you're watching these videos? And while you're down there, be sure to like, comment, share, subscribe, because that makes sure that I know that you're enjoying the content that I enjoy creating, that you enjoy watching, that YouTube enjoys promoting, and we just make that come full circle when we like, comment, share, subscribe, all the YouTube things, so that way we can continue building this gal pal community of just gals who want to chit chat and just, you know, take their mind off of something, some nice YouTube video for about 20 or so minutes. And by doing that, again, it just helps the algorithm, helps the YouTube back end to do all that, so we can curate this community that I know we have on here. So if you enjoyed today's video or any other videos, whether you're a new or returning viewer, or should I say subscriber, because if you're watching the video, you should be subscribed. Why are you not subscribed? It's the most wonderful time of the year to subscribe to Kate Carr, because we're chit-chatting with Kate Carr. And if you're not subscribed, how are you gonna know that I'm posting another video? And if you're watching without subscribing, I just don't know. I still appreciate you, but also like, I'll appreciate you just a tad bit more if we're doing the engagement things, because that, again, helps me build this community that I know is out there. So girl, subscribe, comment, share your beverage. Let's get into it. Literally just typed in Christmas and we're gonna see what's going on in the world of Reddit for Christmas. So when I do my Reddit videos, if you haven't watched the previous one, there are plenty on my channel, so go watch that after you watch this one. I basically just find a title that kind of sticks out to me and just hope for the best. Let's see what that's all about. So this first story is from the Am I the Asshole Reddit thread, which we are very familiar with on this channel. And the title of this one is, Would I be the asshole if I brought a Christmas dish to Christmas? My 31 male, mom, 58 female, has been hosting family events for over a decade, and for these past 4 years, she insisted on making tacos for Christmas dinner. At first, sure, it's something different from the near identical meal on Turkey Day, which is nice. It's gotten tiring over the years though, because it would be nice to have a festive meal instead of something totally unrelated to Christmas or the winter season. More importantly, she has tacos often and is fairly frequently making them for gatherings, parties, or pretty much anything other than Thanksgiving. I think she's always done this, though maybe not as much. I started to notice how often she was making tacos, taco soup, or taco salads for gatherings when my wife, 34 female, started coming to them. She had tacos often as a kid, so she got burnt out on it, and the spiciness triggers her acid reflux big time. My mom is very aware of this, as I've told her at least 4 times. My wife and I are frustrated that last year she could barely eat anything because the only thing on offer was tacos, a veggie tray, and desserts. I'm frustrated because I feel like I have a smudge of Christmas cheer for the first time since the dark ages, and I get to open Christmas presents with a burrito in my hand. The fuck kind of Christmas is that? When she announced that tacos were for Christmas dinner this year, I instantly pushed back with, why? Can we have something else since we've done it so many times? What's my wife supposed to eat? All hand waved away with the impenetrable defense of, but it's tacos. Yes, and they are delicious and you can eat them any day. But how about something seasonal, damn it? Pardon my French. Would I be the asshole if I bought a festive, clashing alternative meal to Christmas? 1, why are you writing into Reddit for this? The label is asshole, of course. At first I thought there was going to be something redeeming in the middle, maybe, the end. But then he brought his wife into there and be like, well, what's my wife supposed to eat? Which, yes, okay, defend your wife. Yes, be sure to make the best for her, I guess. But is your mom specifically saying nobody bring anything else? I'm sure, honestly, your mom you said she's been doing this for decades. She's probably burnt out on making Christmas dinner for decades and is like, hell, I love tacos. I'm hosting. At this point, we're making tacos. We're having Christmas tacos. I personally would be gung-ho about this. But also at the fact of you being like, well, what's my wife supposed to eat? I'm so tired of this. All I have is veggie trays, damn it, and dessert and tacos. Which, yes, of course, it's not a traditional Christmas meal. But also, like, your mom is just trying to switch things up. You know, she loves tacos. She makes taco salad and taco soup. You know that this is her fixation. And I will not come against a woman and her fixation meals. I love a fixation meal, and you know what? I'm about to bring tacos to my Christmas dinner. Also, the fact that you're thinking about bringing something good, I guess, like, yeah, bring something. Obviously, were you never not bringing anything? Especially when you and your wife know this specific situation. Are you not like trying to make anybody's life easier and being like, hey, let me bring this? I'm sure your mom isn't like, no Christmas dishes allowed, no traditional, no ham, no potatoes, no nothing. So why don't you just whip up a bunch of traditional Christmas stuff so you can have it in addition to the tacos? Problem solved, you Grinch. Off with that, you taco Grinch. So I don't think you're the asshole for wanting to bring a festive alternative meal to Christmas. You're the asshole for everything else in between and complaining about your mom's tacos. Like I said, your mom is probably burnt out. She is tired of the tacos, or she is tired of the Christmas dinner. And she's like, I love tacos, so we're having tacos. I'm hosting, so there you go. If you want to bring something else, bring it out. And we're just going with what the story says. And like I said, his mom did not say not bring anything else. So I'm sure your mom would actually appreciate if you brought more festive Christmas alternatives. So shut your trap, get to cooking, bring the Christmas dinner. This next story is also from the Am I the Asshole thread, and it has 41k upvotes, and overall declared not the asshole, so let's see what this story is all about. Am I the asshole for giving my mother-in-law a fake copy of my house key and exposing her on Christmas dinner? I want to preface this by saying that I, 34 female, married my husband, 37 male, a year ago. His mom is snoopy and annoying as fuck. She can't help it, that's just how she is, as my dear in-laws say. My husband and I purchased a new house recently. My mother-in-law keeps pushing to get an emergency key. She promised that she'll only use it in an emergency, but given the fact that she had an emergency key to her old apartment and just walked in on us being intimate twice, but my husband didn't think it was a big deal, I just couldn't trust her. So I sent her a fake key after she kept pushing, and she had a smug look on her face after I hand-delivered it to her. Days gone by, and on Christmas dinner, mother-in-law angrily called me out on the fact that I gave her a fake copy of the house key. She shamed me for doing this in front of everyone, and in my defense, I asked her how she found out that it was fake, and she said days ago when she came over at 4 while my husband and I were out. I reminded her, didn't you say you would promise to use it only if there's an emergency? So you tried to get in when there was no emergency, and you broke the promise you made to us? She looked red in the face, and the other family started staring, and even some laughed at her for the face that she made. She suddenly got up from her seat and rushed to the kitchen, where she had a huge meltdown, so loud that the next door neighbors must have heard. Needless to say, dinner went awkward, and my husband and his sister were giving me looks. My husband went off on me in the car and said I lied and manipulated and humiliated and exposed his mom, and said he wouldn't have let me get away with it had he known. We had an argument, and he is demanding that I apologize to his mom for my childish behavior and for ruining Christmas dinner for the whole family. Am I the asshole? Edit to add. So this went off unexpectedly, and I thought I'd show my husband some pretty helpful comments I found here minutes ago, but he got mad at me when he saw it and said I was nuts to talk about his family online. He demanded my phone so he could delete it, and I refused. I went upstairs into the bedroom. I've never seen him so agitated and didn't think he'd react like that, honestly. But thank you guys for your support. It really means so much. I'll update if I can. Thanks again. 1. Is this the first stance of your husband being like this? You are not the asshole. And I think there was a reason that you did it without telling him. Because you know if you brought the idea up to him beforehand, he would have been shutting it down immediately. So, do I think that you necessarily need to put your family's problems out there on Reddit? No, of course not. But then if you didn't, I wouldn't have things to read. Obviously not the asshole. Because, like you said, I thought you were only using these for emergencies. Me and my husband were out at 4 o'clock the other day. There was no emergency to be had. Why were you trying to get into the house? I wonder what next Christmas is going to be like. This was 3 years ago, so I wonder if they're still together, but absolutely not. You are not the a-hole. Kind of funny. Kind of funny. And also your husband being childish while saying you're being childish is obviously the full circle moment of being like, maybe you should reconsider things. And it is your husband, I understand, but clearly there had to be some boundaries to be put in. And we're gonna leave it to the last story. I guess we're just going through the am I the asshole thread unintentionally, but we're gonna keep it with the am I the asshole for this last one. Am I the asshole for celebrating Christmas on Saturday? Overall of this is not the asshole, so I'm assuming this is gonna be the route, but let's see. So I, 30 female, told my family that I've chosen to celebrate Christmas on Saturday instead of the actual date, so my husband will be home. For context, my husband has to leave town for work as his job isn't where we live in. It's not ideal, but it pays the bills and keeps us fed. My mother went on a whole discussion that I'm destroying my children's lives, how I should not be changing the date at all because my husband chose to work on Christmas. I argued that these are my children and I am not ruining their lives over changing the date. She argued that it's not fair to them and they would feel terrible that everybody else is celebrating Christmas but not them, and how my husband chose to work and it's not fair to the children. That is not what I said. I just informed them that we will be doing the Christmas dinner and opening presents on Saturday. My mother made it sound as if I was the Grinch and taking Christmas entirely away from them. I went off. I couldn't control my emotions and started telling her that I am not destroying Christmas and how I just want to celebrate it with my family. I don't want my husband to miss out on our children creating memories as a family. I personally feel like she was just throwing a tantrum about the whole thing. I explained to my children that we will celebrate Christmas when Dad's home, and they happily agreed. They're still little, female 4 and 3 male. I just want my family to celebrate together. I understand my parents are now my extended family, but being Hispanic with a narcissistic mother is incredibly hard. More so when you all live under the same roof. So, am I the asshole? Off the bat, I definitely needed to go to the comments, but overall, obviously not. You are not the asshole. And the fact that your mom's like triggering you to think that you are the asshole is just so terrible, especially around Christmas time. What you are doing is so, one, healthy, normal, and you are not the only person that has to like rearrange Christmas. Yes, Christmas falls on the 25th, but also at the same time, it's just a day. You can make whatever day Christmas that you want. And it's obviously probably only a couple days after actual Christmas, which is in that like obviously that weird like lull time of being like, all right, what's going on with life between, you know, New Year's and Christmas. The reason I did want to go to the comments because they said they live under the same roof together, which probably makes it so much harder. And I was wondering like, okay, maybe there's a little compromise that could happen to an extent, which overall I don't think that OP needs to rearrange anything. I think their plan is perfect and the kids are fine. Dad's working, we're still doing Christmas, and they're also 3 and 4. They're not gonna know that today's Christmas. If you like hype them up and being like, okay, Christmas is now like 4 days away, when like, you know, 4 days is Saturday, they're still gonna have the same reaction as Santa coming. So you did everything perfectly. I think that your mom's just in your head, which is so unfortunate, but I did want to go to the comments because I was like, maybe, possibly, since you guys live under the same roof, you could do something like Christmas Eve. You know, some people celebrate stuff on Christmas Eve, so like maybe you can do something like Christmas Eve type of idea, type of thing, where it's like, all right, kids, this is like Christmas Eve with like mom and pop-up or whatever they call their grandparents, and we're gonna wait, and Christmas is gonna be when like Dad comes home, so like you get like a pre-Christmas and then whatever, and like these kids are gonna be excited regardless. But I was curious because I was like, maybe, I'm assuming that OP must have, whether honestly she didn't even need to like put this out there, but I'm assuming she might have. So I did see this one comment. It says, who else lives in the house and what are their plans for the day? In general, of course, you can choose to celebrate when it works for you and your family, but it doesn't seem workable in a shared living situation if your children will literally be watching others celebrate and not getting to. I kind of feel like this is the only real workable when you have your own home, or if everybody in the house agrees to change the day they celebrate. So OP says, I offered to do a Christmas party, but she refused. She wanted the actual Christmas day with Santa presents. I was waiting for my husband to celebrate with my family. I own my home and they live in my house paying no rent or anything. She's more than welcome to celebrate Christmas, but we just wanted to wait for them to open gifts from Santa on Saturday. Emotions are still running high, so we aren't talking much about it just yet. Okay, I feel like OP is so level-headed, and she's just been dealing with her mom, so she's just like, I don't know, like, this is insane. Like, am I wrong? Am I wrong? No, especially if they live under your roof. Like, yeah, like I said, maybe do something beforehand, which OP did say, and of course it's not good enough for the mom, or the grandmom, I should say, which it's like, all right, you're not compromising and you're living under my house, you're living in my house, so I don't know what to tell you at this point. Yeah, it sucks because, of course, like, it's your parents and you want to have the respect for them and stuff like that, and overall, like, there is good meaning kind of behind it. They just want to celebrate Christmas with their grandkids on the actual day, but also at the same time, it doesn't make sense for the situation that you're in this year. And honestly, it's just this year. Maybe, who knows, this time next year, your husband doesn't have to work on Christmas Day, so it's just 1 year. And the kids are still really little, so why make a big deal about it? Not OP, of course, like the mom. And I wonder what, like, the grandpa's saying about this. Like, I'm sure he's quiet, I'm assuming, if the grandma's the one making all of this. So, I don't know. I know it's sticky because, of course, like, you have, like, your cultural thing, and, like, you guys are living all together under one roof, but also at the same time, it's your house, your family, your immediate family at the end of the day. So, you can do what you want to do. And why? Yeah, and it's, like, up to your husband isn't just not celebrating Christmas just for the hell of it. He's working, he's providing for your family. So of course you want him to be involved in the Christmas that he helped provide under the roof that he's providing. So if anything, it would be so rude to not wait for your husband. So of course, OP, you are not the asshole here. And that's gonna wrap up this Reddit Christmas video. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below on these stories. Let me know if there's any other stories that you want to share below with fun, love, ease, and peace, of course. We want good vibes. I know these stories weren't the best vibes, but that just keeps for the drama. The drama, that's what's entertaining, the drama. But I don't want the drama in my comments. We want fun, love, ease, and peace in the comments, but we're gonna reflect on the stories. So be sure to let me know what your thoughts are in the comments below on these holidays. Holidays are an interesting time for sure. So, let's keep the conversation going. Let's chit chat in the comments. If you are a new or returning viewer, again, I appreciate you so much for watching this newest video. Be sure to like, comment, share, subscribe, all the YouTube things. That way that YouTube knows that you're enjoying the content that I'm creating, that I enjoy creating, that you enjoy consuming, that YouTube enjoys promoting. So that way we can come full circle on here chit-chatting with Kate Carr and our Gal Pal community. So again, be sure to let me know your thoughts in the comments, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!